Hi guys, welcome back to another episode on the Truth and Tales podcast with your favorite host, Yemi and
Victoria.
Yay! Welcome back guys. We are so excited to have you on the channel today, on the conversation today. How are you guys doing? We hope you are well. We hope you are doing great. Thank you so much for the love and support on our channel. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And yes, we are back again with another interesting conversation. And today, well, before I even go into that, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, because we see that a lot of people that watch this channel, you're not subscribed. Why are you doing that? Why? Yes, I'm starting with violence. But yeah, just if you're not subscribed to the channel, this is the best time to click on that subscribe button so you don't forget. As you enjoy the episode, you're likely to forget. Just click on the subscribe button and the bell notification, and you can go over previous episodes on the channel so that you can enjoy, all the previous conversations on the channel. So yes, and we do have our personal channels on YouTube as well. My channel is Yemi Eldeji and Victoria's channel is Victoria Fash. Okay, so you see what we get up to in our personal lives as well. So today, as always, we have another interesting conversation for you guys, and this one I feel like a lot of people can relate to. Yes, you can relate to, because No. You just have to relate to this. You have to. There's no way. And even if you are not yet in this situation, you're probably planning to. You're thinking about it. So this will be a very useful episode, just to manage your expectations as well. So yes, on today's episode, we are going to be talking about losing friends. Yeah, losing friends, especially when you relocate. Yeah, I'll allow Victoria to just give us the juice on what we are talking about today. So Victoria, what are we talking about on today's episode?
All right, so today we will be analyzing a story or a concern that the lady posted on one of the channels that I and Yemi belong to, and kind of just be talking about the dynamics of trying to maintain friendship when you relocate. Yeah, and I love what Yemi said about the fact that if you have not been in this situation, almost everybody has been in this situation. You might not be the one who relocated, but you might be the friend that was left behind, right? So we want to know how has relocation affected your friendship dynamics with the people you were close to after they relocated, or if you are the one who relocated, how do you think, or how has it in reality affected your own friendship, right? So anyway, this lady said, hello, she said, I moved to Canada in 2019, leaving my best friend of 15 years behind. She doesn't believe in Japa movement. She said she can travel anywhere she wants, which is true. I am a professional myself. I was doing very well in Nigeria before moving here, but I am one of the lucky few who is also doing very well in terms of my career, that is in Canada. The first issue with my best friend was the time zone. We tried so hard for a year to keep talking every day, but her busy schedule and mine made it difficult to keep up. This became more painful for me when I started seeing WhatsApp status of her hanging out a lot with a mutual friend of ours who I know has been trying to snatch her away from me.
Okay, now
I know I use the word snatch, but there are friend snatchers in life. Okay, people who see how friendship is going and they just want to get in the middle and turn themselves to the main friend, which is not true. This is not a lie, rather, if we are being honest, right? And she said, I was so pissed. I called her and asked her how we can mend this friendship because I miss her so much. She was crying with me too that she misses me, but she wants to talk most times and I'm asleep or at work. The worst part is when I was in Nigeria in December 2022, she and the friend snatcher were now having coded jokes. When her phone rings, they both know who is calling, but I don't. And when I ask, it's the friend snatcher that will be giving me gist. I didn't want to give up on our friendship, but I just told her if she wants me in her life, she would try to, because But as I am typing this, we haven't spoken in like 9 days. I am heartbroken, but can I really blame her? I don't want to blame her. I just feel like she has moved on from me. I have friends here too. I am not bored or lonely, but this move cost me my friendship and it is very painful. I don't know what else to do. Maybe I should just keep trying, or I should accept the fact that a 15-year-old friendship is over. I'm feeling heartbroken just thinking about this, that our friendship is over. Please, what do I do?
Good.
So basically, right, they've been friends for 15 years and just like we said, the Jackpot movement has caused a strain in their relationship, and apparently there was a friend snatcher who has seen this Jackpot movement as an opportunity to get in between or to become friends with the one who was left behind in Nigeria. And so there are two sides to this story, at least as far as I can see. Okay, there is the friend snatcher part that I think that it's also a conversation we need to have. I don't know, maybe we'll have time to deal with that in this particular video. And there's also the fact of the effect of long distance friendship. And it's so funny because one of my friends actually posted on her status, Bolaji, she posted on her status on her Instagram page.
Antimo of the UK.
The Antimo, no. She said so because when we are all in different countries, you guys know, if you follow my channel, you know Christy and Bolaji. Christy is in Turkey, Bolaji is in the UK, I'm in the US.
You people are international friends.
International friends.
You people are international friends.
Which is so funny because we met each other when we all jackpot to Ghana then. When Ghana was a thing to school. We all schooled in Ghana. That was when we became friends, and then we came to Nigeria. I think from the time we left Ghana, the distance thing has started because Bolaji left to Nigeria first. I stayed back in Ghana. Christy went to Togo, and then when I came back to Nigeria, I was in Abuja. Bolaji was in Lagos. Christy was still in Togo. Then I left Nigeria. When I came to the US, Bolaji was still in Lagos. Christy was in Abuja. So we've always not, after school in Ghana, we've always been like apart, but now we are literally in 3 different continents, or rather country. So anyways, I know. And then she posted on her status that we don't talk enough about, we talk a lot about long distance relationship, but we don't talk about the effort it takes to maintain long distance friendship, right? So what about you, Yemi? I'm sure because you didn't just leave Nigeria and went anywhere. Also in the China, China of all places.
I was about to say my Japa story did not even begin today. Like my Japa story has been since 2016. I've been wearing now, so I can totally relate. I can totally relate to what this person is saying on in the story that we've just read. Right?
Yeah,
I can relate to her because. I jackpot. I think it's interesting because first of all, among all my friends, I got married first. So I was the married friend that, was just building her marriage. And so I was already kind of like secluded in a way.
I can so relate to that too.
Yeah. But the good thing was that, we all lived, a lot of us lived in Abuja. Most of us lived in Abuja, or we still had relationships in Abuja. So there would be times that a lot of those people who are in Lagos will come to Abuja and we'll all have that, vibes again. It became worse. I think I even attended my bestie's wedding, and that was like the next week. I had to wait to attend that wedding. I was supposed to leave earlier than that, but I just wanted to wait to attend that wedding before I traveled. So, and a lot of weddings happened afterwards, and I was never present, and it was just so annoying. But that's not even the point. So I just left for China, and I remember that I would just be looking at, for the first few months, I'll just be looking at DP and WhatsApp and just be seeing people doing things, and I'll be thinking like, where am I in all this equation? And for me, it was not even really hard to make friends when I go to China, because there was already like a community when I got there. But like all my friends, the things we used to do, I'm seeing them do it, and I'm just feeling like. But I really feel bad for this person, especially because our friendship is 15 years old. Like, they're practically sisters. And I remember that, my time zone and Nigeria's time zone was totally like. It was just so different.
Oh, we are doing video. You guys don't know the sacrifices we've made for this channel.
Honestly.
In China, me, I'm in Nigeria. She will shoot video in the middle of the night. Shoot video early in the morning.
In the video. Exactly.
No.
So the time zone was just like really, really different. And I remember that one of my friends was like my bestie. She was really very intentional. She's really very intentional with friendships, and she would call and she would leave messages. She would leave the messages not hoping for me to reply. She would, you know, just anticipate that whenever you see the message, I'll respond. So me too, when I get up, I will now respond to the message. So you know, when you want to give hot gist, and you are giving the gist but no feedback, like let me know when you get this message. So over time it starts to, you know, go down. The effort and energy you put, you then find somebody else that you would want to give that instant gist and get that instant feedback, you know, on the spot. So gradually it started to go down, but we still tried to, you know, keep up. But I mean, with the rest of my friends, because they were not as intentional as, you know, this other person, the communication was just lost. I mean, I remember it was probably on their birthdays and maybe on their weddings and when they have their kids. That was just when we like keep up. And it's just like maybe me posting on WhatsApp, sending messages on WhatsApp, like it just went down the drain. So I mean, like it's really very sad. And I would look at them, all of them again, having a good time and doing things, you know, going to those one bed, doing this ashebi, and I'm thinking, why can't people stop this? Why can't you just stop this and know that somebody is not here? You know, and they'll be sending me videos and I'll be like, God, what is this? But and also the intimacy, you know, you've been with these people for years. They know you, they understand you. Opening yourself up to new relationships abroad is quite difficult. It's quite difficult. You're not lonely.
I always say to make friends as an adult is difficult. It's so difficult.
It's difficult. It is difficult. My sister, it's a struggle because at that point you can't explain yourself to people. Like the people that used to be your friends, especially for this like 15 years friendship, you didn't explain who you are to them. They saw who you are. They know who you are. You don't have to say, me and this person know. But with these new friendships, especially, you know, me, I don't know any of these people from nowhere. Like we just all met in China, so you'd have to explain things. They would have to get to know you, and there's no time abroad because everybody's busy with their own things, so they don't really have time to be studying you or to be knowing you. It's just like, you know, we're here together, let's make the most of it. So it's not really as deep as, you know, the previous relationships you've had, except you now make it very intentional. I mean, I remember I had one really close friend, one or two really close friend in China. I know one that I had, and I know another one, but yes, two really close friendship, or let's say three. Oh my God. I really built some kind of very good relationship. But then the things that I would say to my, you know, old OGs, like my friends, you know, because they know me, there's some even family issues, like we know each other. Like my friends back in the our parents, we know, like, no, it was deep. We know each other. We know like each other's weakness, things like that. So I didn't need to explain certain things for them to get it. But with these new relationships now, it's hard for you to just, you know, be in that state and call one of them and be like, oh, this is it. Like you now need to explain the genesis of why you're feeling that way. But by the time you think about it, you just be like, you know what, let's drop it. But with the old friends, you just be like, oh, I'm feeling this way again. They already get it. They already know, you know, the genesis. Like, so it's a bit hard and it can be painful. It's not like you're lonely. It's not like you're needy. It's not like, you know, but it's just the deep relationship that you guys have that you're already practically sisters. I remember one of my friends that I remember every time I would boil egg or clean fish, I'll just remember one of my friends that used to cook for me. Like if I go to her house like this, she'll cook for me like a buffet. Like I'll just be like, if Jibola was here now, not be stressed out. But of course, I still had, you know, friends in China that used to cook for me. Like I don't think there's any of my friends that's not cooked for me this life. It's like food is the
that's one of the characteristics you look out for your friend.
I don't even know I used to happen like that. Like, they just used to pamper me, you know. And I would just, you know, when I'm just boiling egg and I just remember and be like, you know, those kind of it's not like you are sad or lonely, but there's just that connection. And especially seeing that, is it now more painful seeing on another person being that close with that person, that the gist that you used to gist, you're not seeing another person do it. It's like somebody's taking your place.
And you see
it's painful.
We always talk really about the relationship and its effects, but see, friendship heartbreak is one of the most painful heartbreak that people go through, and we don't talk enough about it. Because when you lose a friend, or when your friend offends you, when, you know, for a relationship, for instance, I've known some some of my friends, at least my closest friends, I've known them longer than I've known my husband. So there are certain things that there are certain things they would do that would affect me. Obviously, the bond between me and my husband is closer, but I'm just saying that it's you can't even compare them because they are different kinds of relationship, right? The relationship I have with my husband, the relationship I have with my friends, they are different, but they are both intense also, right? To the point where you can feel cheated on as a friend. And when she talked about snatching, right, some people might say that wait, she's being possessive, but no, there's a kind of loyalty you give to your friends that when you see them giving that loyalty to somebody else, you feel literally like they're cheating on you. And that's just the fact. Let me know if you've ever experienced that in the comment section, because I know I have, right? Because I'm that person that the reason why I don't keep friends, or I find it very difficult to do so, I have people that we are close. Now there's a difference between me being friendly with you and you being my friend, right? So before I have friends, right, because I'm that person that when it's easy for you to take advantage of me as a friend because I will go above and beyond for a friendship. It's true. I will literally inconvenience myself to be able to be there for you, right? So and so because of the level of loyalty I give, it is very easy for me to be heartbroken. But most times, to be honest, I don't expect things, even from let's be factual. There are certain things I expect from my friends, from my close friends, that when I don't get it, or when I see them not giving it to me, but giving, and you see, that's one thing I don't like about friendship, because there's a way that you can be close to a person and you consider this person your closest friend, and that person is somebody else. That person also considers somebody else
another person's bestie.
You understand? Your bestie is somebody else's bestie, like in that kind of way, So there's a lot of dynamics that comes with friendship that even makes it tougher. But when you talk about long distance, also, it takes a lot of intentionality. I remember when we just moved. When I just moved to the US, and my friend also, because we literally all, at least me and Chris, moved at the same time. I moved here and then she moved to Turkey, I think a couple of months after, and then Bolaji moved to the UK, and our time difference became so bad that we could not keep communication. This is us before, when we were all in different parts, different states within Nigeria. We always made our time. So every Thursday by 8 p.m. we have our prayer and catch-up time every Thursday by 8 p.m. We have it on a calendar. That's how, because it gets to the point where you have to be literally intentional, especially as an adult, because things will happen. You talked about being married. I was the only married one, and they were like, they don't want to call me at all times like we usually talk to gist, when they know that I should be spending that time with my husband. So you literally have to be very, very intentional. Put a date, put a time to the meeting and all of that, right? So this is us before we jackpot, and then now we jackpot. 8 p.m. Nigerian time is what? Is
what in Turkey? You now have to factor the Turkish time zone,
and in Turkey is like 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. or something. For me, it's like 1 a.m. In Turkey, it's like 10 a.m. Like, she's at work, so there was no way we could balance that, and we've really, really struggled with that. And for me, it's easy for me to understand certain things like that, because to be honest, I've said it on this channel, when it comes to keeping in touch, I am not the best friend in that aspect, right? So it's okay for me. I can easily adjust, but there are times that, to be honest, you need people. But you see, we have one of our friends that no, she cannot take it. She cannot take. We've not spoken in 1 week. She will come and rain down hell out of the three of us. Anyways, you guys already know what. So if you follow my channel, you can't. We
already know. And then there's no need to call out. We already know.
Call out. She's watching this video. She knows. Anyways, so I remember she called that day. We all had a fight to the point where we have a WhatsApp group. One of them left, the other one. It was a crazy. And ask me what caused fight. The fact that we have not spoken. It's not because anybody. That was the fight. We've not kept in touch in 2 weeks. It was that bad, because one spoke, the other one was like, you are being unreasonable, you don't understand. The other said, no, you can't tell me I'm unreasonable. And me, I'm always the referee behind them. And I think that sometimes they feel like, because and they always feel like because I'm married, I have that person. And it's true, to be honest. I'm not even going to deny it. I have somebody that I can always talk to and always be that.
You have like support,
kind of. So they always, so that's why I know is to talk. When the group fight starts, we don't fight often, but when we do, it's usually about time. The two or three times that we've really had like big issues amongst the three of us, it's about somebody's not making time to be there, or it's your turn to do the group call and you didn't call and all of that. So that's just to tell you that as an adult, it takes a lot for you to maintain friendship. Now, when distance is apart, Balaji posted on our status on our birthday that literally when we're talking, we don't talk often, but when we talk, we are literally on the call for 4 hours. My husband's call is entering. I'm declining my husband's call. I said, I'm on call with Bolaji. He knows already, because he knows that this one I cannot come in between. You get it? So we might not talk, but we make sure that at least when we don't talk for 1 week, somebody would have messaged. I hope so. You people are okay. Without me here. My face is in 1 week, and you are okay. You get it? So that's our cue that okay, we need to have a group call and just to check up and because that's again, good. Abroad life is so difficult. When she was in your place, because Yemi actually helped to house one of my friends.
Why you we're removing this. We're removing this.
Why editing the video? She was so kind to my friend, and she, anyway. So, and I know when you were in the house, you would notice that we are always talking. When we are talking, we talk for hours and hours.
That's when I knew that Victoria is not Victoria. It's Damola. Who is Damola? Who is Damola, for God's sake?
Oh God! So we're always like, so we had to be very intentional in communicating in our friendship, just to check, because sometimes somebody is going through something and they really need, and especially for her, she even has friends in Canada where she is. When you just get to a new place, you've not gotten acquainted, you are still struggling, you're battling with loneliness, you're trying, so you need I
wouldn't even say she has friends. I would say she has people that she's friendly with,
I think so. Because
not that she has people that because friends is quite, you have people that you're friendly with that make you not feel lonely or not feel alone in this place. However, when it comes to deep issues of life that you're really going through, it's not those people that you will go and meet. It's not. It's only when you people have gotten friendly to a level. They don't know you like that.
They don't know you like that.
Until you've gotten to a level that you'd be able to share or be open to that extent. It will take time for you to get there with those people. Your first instinct to be to your previous friend.
Chris always tells us, like, when she's really going, Chris is one of my friends, when she's really going through it, she always says that it's not because, and she's, by now you already know she's what I'm talking about. But you see, and it's the same with me, and even with B or with Mo, whatever people call her. Anyways, there are deep things you want to share. Those are not things you share with people that you are just getting to know. People that are just getting to know you. Because sometimes they would judge you because they don't really know you like that. Right? So there are things that I want to discuss with my friends first before I talk to my husband about it. Because maybe I need them to put me in check so that I don't say it in the wrong way. Or you understand that. So there's a place for friendship also in that. So these ladies, I can so relate to it, because for us, and maybe that will work for her, we just had to find, okay, what time works for everybody, what time that obviously we'll probably not have a time that is convenient. I remember then they will call me around 6 a.m. my phone is always in do not disturb because of them, because they can call me around 4 a.m. 3 a.m. because that is when I just moved in. It has not registered to them that I am not in the same country with them, that our time difference is different. They will call me very very early, like around 4 a.m. it will even ring. So me, I'm still snoring. When I wake I say, I saw your missed call. Whenever you are online, let me know, and then we move on. So we have to, okay, we need to be more intentional, put measures in place. What time works for everybody, that we can have our prayers, have our catch up, talk and all of that. And to be honest, this time around we set time, but we don't really follow the time, because once anybody is free, they just put a call. If we pick, we pick. If we don't pick, when whoever is online, when we are free, we'll call. If everybody is free, we shall find time to be able to speak to each other. But maybe that would help, because long distance friendship takes a lot of intentionality. I cannot overemphasize that. You need to be so intentional about it. And sometimes, no matter, and abroad life is not like Nigerian life. To be honest, it's easy to maintain friendship in Nigeria because there's always one bed to go to. There's always let's move out. But in abroad, you are every hour count. You are being paid by the hour. Your time is money. And sometimes we get so caught up with trying to make a living that we lose relationships. And that's just the fact. And the truth is, you cannot blame your friend for wanting to, provide or be okay or whatever, pay bills, because the bill she's paying in the UK is not the same bill you're paying in Nigeria. Take it or leave, it's just the fact. What she's going through there is not the same thing as what you are also going through. So, and then I am schooling and she is working and that one is schooling, and we have assignments, we have papers, we have research. Everybody has things they're doing, but we need to always try as much as possible to make out time. But one thing that I also wanted to mention in this lady's story is that you also, and I know what she is saying about the friend snatcher part, right? Because you also need to understand that your friends also need to move on. In this place, oh God, I was watching Ada and Nelo's video they did recently, and it just popped on my feed like literally this morning. And funny enough, they were talking about friendship, and they were talking about how you cannot control who your friends are friends with. That will make you a bad friend. You cannot say that because I am your friend, then I should not be friends with these people. That's a controlling habit that it happens. I think maybe we'll talk about this today, because this video you almost reached 30 minutes. You get that, but what she said about your friends will move on. They will make other friends. Even me, the last time I was in the US, it was so difficult for me. I eventually made one friend that I was living with, and she made life, quite easy for me, and she made me stop putting my burdens on my husband then, or my fiance at the time. But this time around, I came in, I already had a friend from Lagos. You guys know, if you follow my channel, you know Mercy and all of that. And she became that instant, just like you said, that instant gist person for me. When anything happens, she's like, we kind of, our friendship kind of bloomed and became this strong bond that she's not my friend anymore, she's my sister at this point in time, because we've been with each other in such tough situations that I have been through in this present season of my life. So if you're asking me, I always say I have two best friends who are Bolaji and Christy, but if you're asking me who is the closest friend to me right now in this particular season of my life, it's Mercy, because she's the one who is here. It's not even my husband in this particular period of my life. She's the one, because she's present, right? And for them to be where she is, or more where she is, she has hers. And I'm sure Chris, where she is, she has that one person that is closer to her in that season. And we need to understand that there is, no matter how much virtual relationship, how good it is, it can never be compared to someone who is there, someone who can hold your hands. I remember there was a season that I went through a particular issue. I remember this particular day that I got some news and it was so bad for me, and I needed to talk to someone. It was late, my husband was sleeping. I didn't want to disturb him because I know he has been having issues sleeping, so when he sleeps I don't want to call him. But I was literally going crazy, and I needed someone to take me out of my head. And I had that episode repeatedly in that season of my life. Like every week I had one of such episode, and this Mercy girl was the one who was always there, holding my hands, praying with me, taking me everywhere to my appointments, like literally, you understand, like she, and it was just so easy for me to passing through. I just call her, listen, this and this and that. I cannot be calling every other person that time, because everyone is also living their life. So it is important that even in that wherever you are, I know it's tough, just like we already said, making new friends is so tough, but you will find your own. I always tell God, before I move anywhere, I always tell God, send my Aaron ahead of me, send my Jonathan ahead of me, friendship is something I always pray about. Help me to, for I think the time that I really was without friend was when, and I had a friend, which was my husband, was when I was in Abuja, because it was my friend, Chris was in Abuja, but we were very, very busy. We still had our friendship, right? But I didn't have that. My husband was the only that person that was my present person that I could always talk to. And I mean, that was amazing for me at the time. But I'm just saying that friendship evolve. It doesn't mean that you are a bad friend. It doesn't mean that they became a bad friend. It doesn't mean that they are not as committed to you as they were. They are. It's just the circumstances that does not make them to be that person that you need them to be in that particular season. So before you judge a friend, judge them by who you know them to be when they were your friend. For those 15 years that you've been friends, who do you know them to be? And also put yourself in their situation. If she was the one who was in Canada and you were in Nigeria, and this person is present for you, what would you do? Right? So I don't know, Yemi.
Yeah, I think you've said the most part of it. Like, you just need to, we need to just cut each other some slack. You know, it's sad, it's painful, but you would move on in life. And that's why I think that's something I understand, that life is in phases. As much as the most important thing is that all those friends are still very much in my mind. I care about them. Whenever we talk. I mean, one of our friends just gave us an announcement last week. She is expecting and everything, and we all just, that morning I was taking the kids to school, we all just jumped on a video call, and we stood there. We were there, dropped the kids off in school, came back before everybody went to work. That one was dropping off, this one was dropping. And the last few of us that were, you know, at the end of the call, we talked for long. We talked. And we haven't had that kind of like group call in a while, you know. So not just understanding that, you know, the phase that we were in, appreciating those moments that we had together, you know, remembering it, leveraging it, you know, talk about it. But just knowing that life is in phases, and, you know, wish them well and just find a way to move on. Cultivate the new relationships that you now have and build it to the point where you'll be able to find that kind of support. Like even Yoruba adage, you say 20 children cannot play for 20 years. It's not because it's not because they just thought about it, they slept and woke up and say this is it. But it's life's experience. It's
just life.
It's life experience. And the more you grow and move up in life, the more you would have. Even if both of you were even in Nigeria, there'll be times that say people who, you know, are very even intentional in Nigeria. There'll be times where, except your neighbors, you know, there'll be times where your own phase of life will be, you will still make like new friends at work. They will also have their own new friends at work. They will have new friends in church, except people who are literally beside each other, and you attend the same church, and your kids go to the same school, and you know, you work at the same place. There will still be other people around you, but you might just be a lot closer to her than you are to other people. But with new levels in life, you would make new friends. So the point is just to move on, really, and just accept and appreciate the moments that you guys had together. Communicate. And I love the fact that this lady even communicated the fact that she's jealous of this snatching old situation, and the other person did not dismiss her feelings. They cried about it, they shared it, just to let you know that that friend appreciates you. It's just the situation of life, distance. Like you said, also the bills you're paying in Canada is different from the bills that somebody in Nigeria is paying. So just being understanding of each other's lifestyle, and that's one of the things that I appreciate in my friendship. Everybody just understands the dynamics of the life we are currently living, and whenever we get to talk, we just talk as if we were talking yesterday. You know, we just catch up, we just let each other know. There might be information that has been missed, and when somebody shares it, you'll not be like, oh, so you didn't tell me. And even amongst us, there are some people that are closer to each other than they are. You know, that my bestie now, she's probably close to every other person, and I really do not care, because I mean, why should I, like, I really do not care. Sometimes I even joke with her and I say, me and Benz, all of them are Toyota. Me and Benz, so Benz does not need to struggle, because, you know, position is there, you know. Anyway, so you know, I don't like fault them for being close to each other, just because, I mean, there were times that I was away for a long time. Won't she move on with her life? Won't she enjoy herself? Won't she, you know? So I really do not blame everybody, and so we should just give each other that grace, cut each other some slack, and just allow each other breathe in this life. Let the poor breathe. Don't suffocate them.
let the
lungs and friendship breathe. And I think the time you people get to spend together to talk, cherish it, maximize it, instead of
make it maximize it.
Make it worth it. That's not the time to not be let that moment be treasured. Yes.
I think that was one thing that we had to deal with in our friendship, where, you know, you call and then one person is angry that, oh, so now you people remember that I'm still there. And sometimes I am that friend, like, oh, so now you people remember. In short, there was something we started saying, that you people have had secret meeting, right? That when two people talk, and then when we are, all of us are not talking, it's like I'm catching up with what people have already discussed. We have to stop that completely. Whenever you cannot, if you have a gist, when you cannot give it to everybody, don't call one person. Even if it takes 5 years for us to meet, don't call one person to give, because the other person will feel left out. And I know that there was a point where I was that person that was left out in there. Like, you remember when I said, so when I'm like, wait a minute, I don't know about this. Go back. When did it happen? And I say, but it was
yeah, I wasn't exactly.
So it means people have had secret meeting behind me. And we laugh about it. We don't really take it to heart. But you see, when you have that 1 minute to talk, don't dwell on you've not called me. Don't be giving attitude, because see, you need to understand everybody has a life they are living. Instead, take advantage of the opportunity to talk to everything that you wanted to do. Do it in that moment. Me and them, my friends, when we start talking 5 hours. At the point, like, wait, even my husband go, when was the last time I spoke to him for 2 hours? Why are we talking for 5 hours, for God's sake? Like, and then we'll talk, we say, I bet let everybody be going. Before you know, we've talked for another 1 hour. Before you know, somebody has brought another gist. We'll keep on talking forever, right? Because we know that the next time we'll talk now, maybe 1 week later, or maybe 3, and sometimes it's the very next day. You get that. So every opportunity that you get, you take advantage. But one thing I also want to add is that sometimes, I know it's tough to hear this, but sometimes friendship ends. It's natural causes. They die of natural causes. It's not because somebody was bad. Yeah. It's not because somebody was. It's just natural causes in life. Whenever you get to talk, you talk and everything, but you just need to get to that point that you and this person may never be as close as you were when you were together, and you need to be at peace with that. And you just need to understand that there was a particular friendship in my life, in that I had to like come to that acknowledgement, like, okay, maybe we will never be this close anymore, but I embrace the kind of friendship we have. There are different types of friendship. Me and Yemi has a type of friendship. This friendship that, I believe that we both need to put more effort into it, because most of our friendships, when we have video,
but to be fair,
a few minutes before we record, we'll talk for like, we want to say, then let's start to record that video, because it's like we are catching up. Before the video, we'll talk about certain things. You get that? To be fair, am I lying? Am I lying?
I think the reason is because both of us are kind of the same. In terms of, we're always going to put the effort now. Always going to put the effort. That's why you should not have lazy people as friends.
We understand.
Two lazy people should not be together. That's one person needs to be. Is it me? Victoria, you did not come yesterday. Oh, me? No.
Yeah, we understand the dynamics of this relationship that we have, right? When we get the time to record video, we use like before the video, after the video, to catch up on life and what's going on. Then we start recording and stuff, right? But it's a different kind of friendship I have with other people. It's a different kind of friendship I have with people that I have in my office. There are people that in the office we are friends. Immediately with 5 o'clock knock, everybody go back to their natural life, and the moment that work ends, our friendship it has over. You get that? It's just a type of friendship. So, and just be okay with friendship changing, friendship evolving, and friendship dying, because it's a fact of life.
That's absolutely. Yeah, so let us know what you guys took from this episode. Let us know your thoughts as well. Let us know what you think. How do you think we can, manage jackpot relationships, long distance friendship? What can we do to make sure that those friendship does not die? And do you agree with, that final point, friendships die? Let's just know your thoughts on that, okay? Let's share your thoughts with us in the comments. We always appreciate that. And as always, if you're yet to subscribe to the channel, please make sure you do so. Do not forget to subscribe. We do have our personal channels on YouTube. Yemi Ayodeji is my channel, and Victoria Fash is Victoria's channel. And also, this podcast is always available on all your podcast platforms: Google Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, name it, you will find it there. Okay, all the details will be in the description box. Just click show more and you will see all the information you need. Okay, if you have anything you want to discuss with us, you can always send us a DM on Instagram, or our personal Instagram, or Truth and Tales Instagram page, or send us an email. We're always available for you guys. We love and appreciate you guys. Okay, so as always, we still remain your favorite host, Yemi and
Victoria. See you guys in the next one.
Bye guys. See
Bye.
you.